Welcome to Dragon versus Warrior, half practice. To begin, let's come to a comfortable seated position on our mat. Bring your legs cross-legged, or you can bring one foot out in front of the other. Place your hands on your knees with your palms face down. Bring your spine up over your hips. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down away from your ears. Tuck your chin slightly. Close your eyes. Without making any changes or adjustments, just notice your breath, how you're breathing in and out, how your chest is moving up and down. Bring awareness to the space between your upper lip and nose. Before we begin our practice, let's repeat our affirmation. Bring your hands to your heart center in prayer. Keeping your eyes closed, repeat the words, I am a warrior. I defeat my dragons. I create the world and life I want. One more time. I am a warrior. I defeat my dragons. I create the world and life I want. Keep your hands where they are. Take a deep inhale. Hold it. Sigh it out. Again, inhale. Hold it. Sigh it out. One more time, inhale. Take another sip of air. Hold it. Sigh it out. Close your mouth. Start to breathe in and out through your nose. Add a slight constriction to the back of your throat, coming to your Ujjayi breath. Slowly blink your eyes open. Stay with that Ujjayi breath for your practice. Bring your hands to your knees for a second. Then inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, twist to the right, bringing your left hand in front and your right hand in back. Feeling the twist in your waist as you keep your hips to the front of the front of your mat, or in front of you, depending on where you're oriented, and turning through that chest. Inhale your arms back up overhead, and exhale to the left, bringing the right hand in front and the left hand in back. Feeling that twist in the waist. With each inhale, lengthen through the spine, and with each exhale, twist a little more. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale your hands down to your heart center. Come to a tabletop position on your mat with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Your feet out and back of your knees. Inhale, arch your back, look forward. And exhale, round your back, look toward your belly button. Inhale forward, letting your heart shine through your shoulders. And exhale, pressing your hands and knees into the mat away from you. Inhale forward, keeping your belly button in toward your spine. Exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. Inhale your right arm forward and your left leg back. Inhale again, and exhale knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow as you're rounding your back. Inhale, extend. And set your foot and your hand back on the mat. Inhale your left arm back or forward and your right leg back. Inhale again. Then exhale, knee to elbow, rounding your back as you do so. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Set your knee and your hand back on the mat. Tuck your toes. Press your toes into the mat as you lift your knees and press your hips up, coming into downward facing dog. This is our first downward facing dog of the practice. Let's make sure we have a good setup here. Look forward at your hands. Make sure your index fingers are pointed toward the front of the mat. Your fingers are spread wide. Roll your elbows in and up. Shoulders down away from your ears. Bend your knees, lift your heels, press your hips up into the sky to really straighten your spine and set your knees, your heels back toward the mat, reaching them toward the mat. Maintain a slight bend in your knees to avoid hyperextension. Inhale your right leg up to three-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Rotate your ankle one direction 3 times. And the other direction 3 times. Draw a circle with your knee one direction 3 times. And the other direction 3 times. Straighten the knee, coming back to your foot back on the mat. Inhale your left leg up to three-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Rotate your ankle one direction 3 times. And the other direction 3 times. Draw a circle with your knee one direction 3 times. And the other direction 3 times. Making those circles wide. Opening up the hips, straighten the leg. Set the foot back on the mat, coming into your downward facing dog. With that, we're ready for our beautiful warrior versus dragon. Inhale your right leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your foot through in between your hands. Lower the back knee. Untuck the toes. Inhale your arms up overhead, coming into a low lunge. Look up. Maybe give yourself a back bend. Bring your hands back down to the mat. On the inside of your right foot, heel toe your right foot out to the side of the mat. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. If needed, bring that left knee back slightly, coming into your dragon. Here in dragon, the knee goes over the ankle, and bring that knee in close to your side. Look forward about 3 feet in front of you to keep the spine straight. Walk heel toe the right foot back into center. Tuck the left toes. Lift the knee. Place the foot on the mat, turning it to the side so your toes are facing the side of the mat. Windmill your arms up first, bringing up your left, followed by your right, coming into Warrior 2. Here in Warrior 2. Make sure this back leg is straight with the weight in the blade edge of your foot. Front knee is bent with the knee over the ankle. Your hips are opened up to the side. Bring your torso up over your hips and your arms out in either direction, working them parallel to the mat. Look forward at your front middle finger. Turn both feet to the side, corners of your mat. Come into goddess pose, coming into that squat. Bring your hands down to your knees just for a moment. Press your knees out. Really feeling your hips open up here as you squat. Bring your hands back up into this squared look with your arms, the 90-degree bend in the elbow and the palms facing up. Straighten the knees. Turn the left foot towards the back of the mat. So the right foot turns toward the side. Bend into the left knee, coming back to Warrior 2, now facing the back of the mat. Windmill the arms down to the mat. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. And downward dog. Inhale the left leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing the foot through in between the hands. Lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale your arms up to a low lunge, look up. Maybe give yourself a back bend. Back up straight. Hands down to the mat on the inside of your left foot. Heel toe the left foot out to the side of the mat. Arms underneath your shoulders. Maybe send your right knee back a little if you need to. Come into dragon. But make sure your foot, your toes are directly in back of your heel. Avoid bringing your toes in on the inside. Work on keeping it straight so the top of your foot is pressed into the mat. Let your heart shine through your shoulders. Look forward 3 feet in front of you, keeping the spine straight. Heel toe the left foot back into the side, into the center of the mat. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee, and turn your foot so your toes are facing the side, and bring the foot all the way down to the mat. Windmill your arms up overhead. Coming into Warrior 2. So this front knee is bent still with the knee over the ankle. Bend a little bit deeper, bringing your hips down a little bit more as your torso comes up over your hips. Activate your arms here to keep them parallel to the mat. Look in back of you just for a second. Make sure that arm is not down or up, but it's parallel to the mat. Look back in front of you at your front middle finger. Turn both toes so they face the side corners of your mat and come into goddess. One more time, bring your hands down to your knees to press your knees out slightly, opening up the hips. As you come into that squat, bring your hands back up. Straighten the knees. Turn the right foot to face the front of the mat as the back foot turns to face the side. Bend into that right knee. Coming back to Warrior 2. Remember your Ujjayi breath here. Windmill the arms down to the mat. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Inhale the right foot up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing the foot through in between the hands. Lower the back knee. Rise up into low lunge. Maybe give yourself a back bend. Back up to the sky. And all the way down to the floor on the inside of your right foot as you heel toe your right foot to the side. Come into dragon. Maybe scoot your left knee back a little bit. Heel toe the right foot back into the center. Tuck the left toes. Lift the knee. Place the foot directly on the mat. Rise up into Warrior 2. Goddess pose. We've been here before. We know where we're going. Back to Warrior 2 at the back of the mat. Place your right hand on your right thigh. Inhale your left arm up to the sky, coming into reverse warrior, feeling that stretch on the left side of your body. Back to Warrior 2. Turn your palms to face the side. Lean forward. Rotate your arms, bringing your left elbow on the inside of your left knee. Open up your chest as you look up at your right hand extended toward the sky. If this is a little much, bend your elbow. Place your forearm on top of your left thigh. Place your Left hand on the mat, bring your right arm up overhead, coming into extended side angle. Think about a straight line from your fingertips all the way to your back foot. Continue to bend into that left knee. Look up past your armpit. Both hands down to the mat. Lower the right knee, untuck the toes, heel toe, the left foot out to the side. Come back into dragon. Continuing to pull that left knee in close to you instead of letting it fall out. Heel toe, the left foot to the center of the mat. As you bring your hips up over your right knee, straighten your left knee, flex your left foot. Inhale to a flat back, exhale, fold. And your half splits. Keeping that spine strong and straight. Bend back into your left knee. Tuck your right toes. Place your hands at the top of the mat. Lift your right knee, step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Inhale the left leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your foot through in between your hands. Lower the right knee. Rise up into low lunge. Maybe give yourself a back bend. Back up to the sky. Lower your hands all the way to the mat on the inside of your left foot. Heel toe the left toes to the outside of your mat. Maybe scoot your right knee back a little bit. Come into dragon. Remembering your Ujjayi breath. Heel toe the left toes back into the center. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee, place the foot on the mat sideways. Rise up into warrior two. Goddess pose. Warrior two at the front of the mat. We did this on the other side, so we have an idea of where we're going. Place your left hand on your left thigh, rise up into reverse warrior, feeling to stretch this time on your right side. Back to warrior two. Turn the palms to face the side of the mat, lean forward, rotate the arms, bringing that right elbow on the inside of the right knee. Open up as you look up at your right hand extended toward the sky. Again, if this is a little much for you, bend your elbow, place your forearm on top of your thigh. Continue to bend into your right knee, knee over ankle. Place your right hand on the mat, bring the left hand up over you, extended side angle. Think about a straight line from your fingertips to your back foot. So don't bring your arm down too low or too high. In your mind's eye, what is that straight line from your fingertips to your back foot? Bring both hands down to the mat. Left knee comes down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Heel toe your right foot to the outside of the mat. Hands underneath your shoulders. Come into dragon. Heel toe your right foot to the center of the mat. Bring your hips up over your left knee. Straighten your right knee. Flex your right foot, coming into half splits. Inhale and exhale, hinging at the hips, coming down with that straight spine. Bend back into your right knee. Place your hands at the top of the mat. Tuck your left toes, lift your knee. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Just a little bit more to add on. Inhale your right leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your foot through in between your hands. Lower the back knee, untuck the toes, rise up to a low lunge. Maybe give yourself a back bend. Back up to the sky, hands all the way down to the mat. Heel toe your right foot to the side of the mat. Maybe scoot your left knee back. Come into dragon. Heel toe your right foot back to the center. Tuck your left toes. Lift the knee. Place the foot on the mat and rise up into Warrior 2. Turn both feet to the side, coming into Goddess. Warrior 2 at the back of the mat. Reverse Warrior. Back to Warrior 2. Side angle. Turn your palms to the side, lean forward. Rotate your arms. Look up at your right hand extended toward the sky, really opening up your heart here. Left hand comes down. Right hand comes up overhead, extended side angle. Right hand down to the mat. Heel toe the right foot, or the left foot to the outside. Right knee comes down, untuck the toes, come into dragon. Heel toe the left foot to the inside. In the center of the mat, come into half splits. Inhale to flat back, exhale, fold. And back into the right knee. Place your hands at the top of the mat. Tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee. Keep your heel up over your toes as you rise up slowly, bringing both hands up overhead into crescent lunge. Stay bent into that front knee. Look at my back foot. Heel is over toes. Bring that heel up as far as I can. Turn your hips so they're squared to the front of the mat. Bend into that front knee. Arms are up overhead, shoulders down away from your ears. Bring your hands down to your heart center. Inhale. And exhale, twist to the left, bringing the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Twist and bring your chest up so your hands come to your heart center. Look up. Inhale brings you back up. Keep your hands in prayer. Start to bring your weight to your left foot as you drag your right foot up to the front. Start to bend forward, coming into Warrior 3. Torso comes down. Right foot comes up, coming to that T shape. Flex your right foot. Bring your right hip down a little bit more so it's square to your mat, and slowly rise all the way up, bringing that right foot to meet the left. Inhale your arms up overhead, and exhale, keep your arms where they are. Inhale your right foot up to staff, bending the knee, bringing the thigh so it's parallel to your mat, making a 90-degree angle in your hip, in your knee, and flex your right foot. Inhale. And exhale, start to bring your torso down as you kick your right foot back, coming back to Warrior 3. Flexing that right foot, reaching your head one direction, your leg the other, really lengthening through that spine. Slowly bring your right foot back down to the mat. Stay up on your toes, come into crescent lunge. Turn into Warrior 2. Windmill the hands down to the mat. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. You did that all on one side. How beautiful as your warrior and your dragon fought. And your Warrior 1. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale your left leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your foot through in between your hands. Lower your back knee. Untuck your toes. Rise up into low lunge. Maybe give yourself a back bend. Lower your hands down to the mat on the inside of your left foot. Heel toe your left foot to the side of the mat. Come into dragon. Maybe bring your right knee back. Heel toe your left foot back into the center. Tuck your right toes. Lift the knee. Place the foot on the mat so your toes are turned sideways. Inhale up to Warrior 2. Goddess. Warrior 2 at the front of the mat. Reverse Warrior. Back to Warrior 2. Side angle, turn the arms to the side, reach forward, and then come into side angle with the right elbow on the inside of the right knee, or the elbow bent. Right hand down to the mat, come into extended side angle. Both hands down to the mat. Left leg down, untuck the toes. Heel toe the right foot to the side of the mat, come into dragon. Heel toe the right foot back to the center, come into half splits. Inhale and exhale, bend over that knee, hinging at the hips, coming down with that straight spine. Bend into the right knee, place your hands at the top of the mat, tuck your left toes, lift the knee, keep that heel up over your toes. Inhale, rise up into crescent lunge. Bring that torso up so it's up over your hips. Scissor your legs, pressing your thighs in together to keep your hips squared to the front of the mat. Arms up overhead, shoulders down away from your ears. Keep your arms strong here. Just as you activate your muscles in Warrior 2 to keep them parallel to your mat, activate your arms here to keep them strong. Inhale and exhale your hands down to your heart center in prayer. Inhale again. And exhale, twist to the right, bringing the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Inhale, stretch through that spine, and exhale, twist a little bit more. Bring your chest up so your hands come to your heart center. Look up at the sky. Inhale brings you back up. Keep your hands in prayer. Start to bring your weight to your right foot. Lean forward and drag your left toes along the mat, coming to a standing position. And then start to come into your Warrior 3, bringing your torso down and your left foot up. Flex your left toes. Stretch your spine one direction and your left foot the other direction. Slowly rise up, bringing your left foot to meet your right at the top of the mat. Inhale your hands up overhead. And exhale, keep your hands where they are. Inhale your left leg up to staff. Bringing that 90-degree angle in your knee and your hip and the thigh parallel to the mat. Flex your toes. Inhale. And exhale, start to bring your torso down as you kick your left foot back, coming back to Warrior 3. Come slowly. As you work on this slowly, it'll help work on your balance. Slowly bring that left foot back down to the mat. Come into crescent lunge and Warrior 2. Windmill the arms down to the mat. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. And you did it. A beautiful warrior versus dragon. Inhale your right leg up to three-legged dog, and exhale, swing your foot through to meet your left wrist as your knee comes down to meet your right wrist. Scoot your left knee back a little bit if needed to come into this half pigeon. As you come into this half pigeon, think about keeping your kneecap turned toward your mat. So it's not turned out and it's not turned in. Your kneecap is facing your mat. If it's a little uncomfortable on your kneecap, you can place a blanket or pillow right there, or tuck your toes as you start to work into half pigeon. Work to get your shin squared to the front of the mat. If that's a little much, bring your foot in a little bit closer to your body and eventually start to work on bringing that shin squared to the mat. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, bring your hands down to the mat and start to walk your hands out as you hinge at the hips, keeping your spine straight as you come forward. When you can come no farther with that straight spine, stop and relax into the pose. You can bring your elbows or your forearms underneath your forehead and rest your forehead there. If you're far enough down, you can rest it on the mat. Continue to breathe here and work on keeping your hips squared. Bring that left hip down a little bit more. Slowly walk your hands back in to your body. Tuck your left toes. Lift your hips up. Step your right foot back. Come back into downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your foot through to meet your right wrist and your knee to meet your left wrist. Start to come down. Bring your right knee down. Maybe scoot it back if needed. Listen to your body. Your body knows where you're at with this pose. Work on getting that shin squared to the front or bring your foot in close to your body. And work on keeping your hips squared. When I talk about the kneecap, the reason I talk about that is because if your kneecap is facing the outside, you're not squared because your right hip is up a little bit more. You want to bring that right hip down. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Start to walk them forward. Keeping that straight spine as you come down. When your back starts to round back up, come back to that straight spine. And stop. When you can come no farther, relax into the pose. You'll notice you may be more flexible on one side than the other. Maybe you can come down a little bit farther on one side than the other. In some cases, one side tends to be stronger and the other side tends to be more flexible. Which one is it for you? Walk your hands back into your body. As you rise up, bring your weight to your left hip and swing your foot around to the front. Bring both feet out straight in front of you. Flex the toes. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, hinge at the hips. Coming down again with that straight spine. Grab onto your big toes with your peace fingers. Or grab around the bottoms of your feet. Inhale again to that straight spine and exhale, fold, hinging at the hips as you come down. Think about pulling on your toes or your feet, bringing your head closer to your feet. Activate your glutes, activate the muscles in your legs. Work on keeping your wrists straight here as you come down. And release. Bring your hands out and back of your glutes with your fingers pointed toward your glutes. About 5 to 6 inches behind. Press your palms into the mat. Point your toes. Press your palms. Lift your hips up. Coming into reverse plank. Really lift through your hips here. Activating your glutes. Activating your thighs. Work on getting the soles of your feet flat to the mat. Slowly lower all the way back down. Coming to your back. Pull both knees in to your chest. Hug them in. Wrap your arms around your shins. Look toward your belly button to get your spine flat on the mat. Let go of the left leg, bringing it out straight. Grab the outside of your right knee with your left hand. Pull it up over your left leg to the left side, keeping your right shoulder on the mat. Look to the right. As you come into this twist, bring your right arm out to the side. Come back to center. Lower the right knee. Hug the left knee into your chest. Rub the outside of your left thigh with your right hand. Pull the leg up over your right side. Keep the left shoulder on the mat as you look to the left and extend your left arm out to the side. Come back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. Release both knees and feet and legs back to the mat. Bring your legs out wide, your feet out wide as your mat. Hands down by your sides with your palms face up. Make any adjustments as needed in your shoulders to come to a comfortable position. In your Shavasana, close your eyes. Let your tongue relax from the roof of your mouth. We'll end here in Shavasana. Before we end, let's go over our affirmation one more time. Repeat these words with me. I am a warrior. I defeat my dragon. I create the life I want. One more time. I am a warrior. I defeat my dragon. I create the life I want. Remember these words as you go throughout your day. Let them be a strength to you, knowing that you defeat your dragon. You are strong. You are mighty. You are a warrior. You create the world and life you want. Stay here in Shavasana for as long as you like. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.